the artist on social media. They say his song, Meet the Flockers, inspired a series of knocked-off burglaries in the San Fernando Valley. LAPD Captain Donald Graham says 3 teens ages 18 and 19 burglarized 3 homes in their own North Hollywood neighborhood. The young men had no criminal record.
So, can I ask them, where did you get the idea to do this? And one of them told my detectives that there was a rapper who had produced a song called Meet the Flockers. And that inspired him.
Shortly after YG would take his rap skill to the political lane, him and Nipsey Hussle would release the song called MDT, Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Yeah. After facing backlash from his Caucasian fan base, YG had to make the statement clear. I like white folks. I don't like them.
When Mexico sends its people, they bring in crime. They're
all the in the hood fire. After getting on those people's radar, YG changed up his whole style. He would start dressing weird, and a lot of people had something to say about it.
Some Christian Dior more about him. Talk about these flies. Like mannequins out here. They all look alike.
A female artist by the name of Lady B would expose some of YG's secrets. She would go online and talk about how a few of the people tried to sacrifice her.
Sony, Def Jam coming through, YG came through, and he was like staying there at my crib too, right? So he was sleeping on the floor. I'm like, we in the basement, but the basement, big ass, arm ass basement, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like, mind you, we get in this crib, but we not really knowing, but until we actually get into the crib and all this stuff, we're like renting off the crib from the top 33-degree basement, right? So the industry calling us, you get what I'm saying? So they like, come. So the A&R's come, they take pictures. We prepping for this big old party, right? You know, the Playa Del Rey, Layla B. Barbie, right? But we in the basement and we supposed to be doing a song together, right? And I remember the song was like, YG wrote the hood. We didn't really end up doing the song, right? Okay. But I tell him, I'm like, you know, you finna go up in here, you know. And I'm like, make sure you don't sell your soul, right? YG goes. He look at me, he goes, smiles, he pulls out an orange Bible. Next thing I know, because I had like a big old Barbie doll, like Mason, you have whatever you want. You get what I'm saying? Like, the black Illuminati, you know, they like to have whatever you want. Just gotta bow down. My mom's like, I don't got nobody but you, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? Why I have to go to you when I could cut out the middleman and go straight to God? You know what I'm saying? So she saved my life, you know? And I had a calling on my life. And that woman made sure that, like, not a hair was touched on my head in this industry, you know what I'm saying? And so I remember this in the party, climbing, we go in my room, and in my room I had a secret attic, right? They're not telling me that these houses got secret rooms and compartments. You get what I'm saying? Mother was popping in my room, I'm asleep. Like, you think I ain't see you? Anyways, we climb up, me and my brother, come on, little girls, we go, I'm like, come on. We hit my room, boom. We climb up the ladder, go into the basement, open up the attic, right? Wow, they like, oh, I'm like, huh? They like, come here. Walk over to the side. Girl, why is a picture of me in a ballerina dress, pink ballerina dress, with candles all around me, doing dances on me? What kind of devil? I'm chosen, you know what I'm saying? So I'm the one. They summons me. They couldn't get me. Okay, so is that why they put the candles around you?
Shortly after YG would get down with the people, he would then focus on making more demonic music and catering to the dark side. In 2021, YG would have to pay the price for getting all that fame. His homie Slim 400 was gunned down in front of his girl's crib.
When it's Christmas time in Texas, it might look just like summer. When even the decorations are bigger.
That's Texas all it is.
Low prices and amazing gifts.
Shop TCG Player, the leading marketplace for trading card games. Make your holidays epic.
Style and substance. In the GMC Sierra. Or during the GMC holiday event, get a total value of over $8,200 on the Sierra 1500 model. Beat the family curse of hair loss. Through Hims, you can break the cycle and get the thicker, fuller hair of your dreams. Genetics started, but our range of personalized treatments can help you get ahead of it. Stop hair loss and regrow your hair in just 3 to 6 months with doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil. See why 79% of customers say they wish they started treatment through Hims earlier. Take control of your own hair destiny. Start today at hims.com. Many people thought it was gang retaliation, but the OG denied all of that. Too much information. I'm putting it out there anyway. 60 kill. 60 did not kill. Slim 400. Yeah, there's a war going on. 60s and IF, they getting down right now. I'm trying to stop it. But right now, people are saying he was killed in the 60s. The 60s did it, this and that. And I'm going to tell you something. I know people around me. There's witnesses. And they got cameras. What is 60s? It's what we don't think it. And it's something personal. This guy, man, Slim 400 died on some personal stuff that he had going on. So not to put his business out there, not to mess up the investigation the police are doing. But I want y'all to know this ain't the war between the 60s and the family. This had nothing to do with Slim. So I want y'all to rest assured, relax. But, it wasn't that. So everybody was thinking that the 60s did it. It happened in the 60s. It didn't happen like that. It just didn't, man. And I just woke up, went around here, and looked. People started calling me and telling me, the stuff that was going on. So, man, get up off the 60s on this one, man. They got issues. They got to deal with whatever the war is. This ain't the war. Shortly after all the pressure, YG would have to be confronted when he thought about Slim 400's death. While leaving the airport, he was bum rushed by TMZ and said this about Slim 400.
Hey, like LA is so dangerous, man. I mean, do you boost security or you just kind of keep riding out like regular? Like, what's the wisdom that you guys take from this? I know that with Nipsey and everything, we'll stay there. Yeah. Don't stay safe, stay dangerous. I know you say that on the album. Any message to the people that did it? I got that.
Let me know what y'all think. Did YG sell his soul? Leave your comments below.
Hey, Dad, I got a complete for a Hyundai Tucson.
Enjoy the new car Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
It's Dasher and Dancer. Alexa, let's unpack how I gift like Santa. So this is the play tent. Every single grandchild has their own tent, and all the gifts go inside. I bet this is pretty easy to assemble, or maybe not. Does anybody have an elf? I think there's something in the tent for you. Really? What? Merry Christmas. I love this.
Big games, big moments, and now it's your turn to get in on all the action. I've teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook to bring you an offer you don't want to miss. New customers turn $5 into $300 if your bet wins. Paid instantly in bonus bets. The crown is yours. Sign up using promo code TBC. Use those bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. So don't wait. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use promo code TBC and take your shot.
Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Just Larry, and Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. All the roses here, and we got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Boosie Badass. Welcome back, Boosie.
What's up? What's up? I'm back. I'm alright.
Why you laughing?
Listen, Boosie said when you walk in the room, everybody just start laughing.
No, it's a known thing. Like when I walk in rooms now, sometimes I be feeling played.
Why?
Because I don't know if you laughing with me or at me.
That's a good question. But you funny, Boosie.
I mean,
What kind of funny you saying?
Man, shut up.
I ain't trying to be funny, man. I just don't like when I go in a room and people just get to.
No, that was just
Kinda
our
weird.
cameraman laughing. Boosie said, man, what the fuck you laughing at?
I had to ask him, man, because
It could be you just got
no
good
harm,
spirit.
no, bro, no harm,
You said no harm.
Well, that fade look crispy as a motherfucker.
It's a hat. It's a hat. It's not a fade. Stop doing it. It's a hat.
That's what it's called?
It's a hat.
That shit crazy.
You look like a hat for real.
Just got a ton of something.
6 in the morning.
Who in New York cut your hair like that?
Nah, I bring my barber with me. Yeah, we married. I don't cheat on my barber.
Do you cut anybody else? But I don't never see
Oh
nobody.
no, that ain't my barber. My barber in there. My barber in there.
Okay.
That's my assistant.
All right.
You been up here mad times, though.
Who?
That's Jada's assistant.
I was thinking that when he said it, I was like, yeah. You got an album coming out with him being a young boy, man.
Yeah, I got an album dropping on my birthday.
Happy early morning.
I want everybody to go get it, man. Support me for my birthday.
How'd that come about?
Well, it's been in the making. We had did like 8, probably 6, 7 songs in 2020. But you know, he got his situation. You know, I was in my situation. You know, when he came home this time, he reached out to me like, "Let's do it." And I'm like, "Let's do it." That's how it happened.
Y'all call it a 225 bit.
225 bit. Yeah.
What's that mean? I know that's the area code.
That mean Baton Rouge, basically Baton Rouge business, and I mean it's a hard album. I mean, I kind of wanted more soulful stuff on there because we shot the whole concert. Like this that rowdy, like it's kind of rowdy. You know, like I wanted, by me being an older artist, I kind of wanted to put some more heartfelt shit. But, I mean, it's what they looking for. I'm telling you that.
I say for niggas, you one of the few people that social media has actually helped. And what I mean by that is definitely boosting your profile, but you got the music to match. And I see it at your shows. Like, I be wondering, I'm like, are these people fans of Boosie's music or Boosie the person? I can't tell.
I think cause my daughter told me the other day, my daughter was like, "Daddy, I think you most famous, man." Like, I can't go nowhere now. I'm from 80 to 5 years old. Like them people know me. And I think this comes from social media. Like from Facebook, you know, the older people on Facebook, they love you. Like them Facebook people, like I'm just grateful for it, man. I'm really grateful.
I love the fact that you, the OG, can do an album with a younger artist. And y'all both so excited about it. Because a lot of times you don't say, a lot of times the older artists, I ain't working with the young, a lot of times the younger artists don't want to work with the OGs. So how did that come about and how do y'all keep that energy?
I think we basically came about starting doing the mixtape just from being around each other. And being in the studio, him being at the crib. You know, we just making songs together. And when you're around somebody like that, it just come natural, man. It just come natural. When we get in there, you know, I know how to get it started. You know, I'm gonna put that music on for him. I'm gonna set the mood right for him, and And YB just go in there and do it. Like he don't write nothing. He just look for a couple minutes, go on that motherfucker. In 5 minutes he write the whole verse done.
How much of what he, like the hold that he has on his fans, you saw all the videos going viral from his concerts, stuff like that. How much of that and what he's doing right now reminds you of you and your earlier days in music?
A lot of, I went through the same struggles he went through with beef, with all this stuff, like all the people trying to sound like him and all the people I went through all of it. Being somebody who all the teenagers love. It was bullshit mania. I ain't have social, I ain't have all this. Michael Jackson. Nah, yeah. I was like, I would say probably I sold 50 million burn CDs. Real shit. 90% of Boosie fans, the first time you heard me was on the burn CD. From West Coast to South Carolina. You heard me, it was on the burn CD. See, I wasn't selling those millions of records because in my prime it was burn CD. Yeah, you get Boosie and Jesus for $5 in Alabama. And so
I know that.
I'm talking about, but really popping out these burns. I was chasing these people around trying to fight everywhere. And now to this day, I'm grateful for them bootleg tapes, them burn CDs. I'm grateful for them tapes right now because my fans ain't had it.
Culture being born, man. I remember that one video, man. I forgot what was going on. I forgot what the situation was with all the people singing fucking
George Floyd. Yeah.
Man, you can't pay for that.
Yeah.
You can't pay for that. Money the people out in the street protesting and they singing your song.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel back then?
I was really pissed off about George Floyd when they told me I wasn't really focusing on the record. I get my feelings. Get my feelings and let my mouth just go sometimes.
Speaking of that, how did you and Young Boy resolve y'all issues? I remember
basically him just calling me, man.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, Young Boy, he said, he don't even call my phone no more. He don't even like it. He said, "Help us, yeah, all right." You express your disappointment for that on social media.
Right. I guess it's just how he called, came home, he called. Once I see him on FaceTime, man, it ain't nothing but a smile, bro. What's up, man? I guess from that phone call, it was all forgiven right there, to see him home. And being happy to see him home. I always, even though we been talking out, like, fuck with these people, fuck with Sharon, I fuck with these people, like, we tied in kind of being in rap with our friends and our country.
Is it true y'all were working on this collab project before already?
Yeah. We've been working on this in 2020.
Yeah. So is that also kind of what held up
Trouble. He was going through his house and shit. We found together. Nothing like that. Then I had my trouble. I can't be around him like that. So that's what it basically was. Our trouble. You got the OG conversation. Some of the stuff that we like, oh yes, bro. Like I take Young Boy like a fucking uncle. Is he receptive? I don't know how receptive he is.
drugstore is giving glam hipster and genius. Or the scholar. Alright, y'all. Rapper YG gave up his homie for longevity in the game. YG got his star by creating the label called Push's Inc. along with DJ Mustard. They were released in 2 songs, Amy and She's a Model on MySpace, which got them notoriety.
That ain't you say you a diamond. I flip that top model either that I beat my Zika. Girl so hot she give a nigga a fever.
Around this time, Def Jam was looking for jerk artists, so they signed YG to a record deal. In 2010, they would release his first single called Tooted and Booted, which featured 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg. In 2013, he signed to Young Jeezy's label CTE. They would release his first debut album, My Crazy Life. This album would peak at number 19 on Billboard charts with all the hits it had. Love and Money, featuring Rich Homie Quan. After releasing this album, YG would face pushback from the Asian community on a song called Meet the Fly, because he would expose how Asian people don't like to have bank accounts and told all his listeners to go rob their bread.
YG has 3 million followers on Instagram, but police are worried some fans are not just following the artist on social media. They say his song Meet the Flockers inspired a series of knock-knock burglaries in the San Fernando Valley.
Find a house, find a Chinese neighborhoods. They don't believe in bank accounts.
LAPD Captain Donald Graham says that 3 teens ages 18 and 19 burglarized 3 homes in their own North Hollywood neighborhood. The young men had no criminal record.
So we kind of asked them, so where did you get the idea to do this? And one of them told my detectives that there was a rapper who had produced a song called Meet the Flockers, and that inspired him.
Shortly after, YG would take his rap skill to the political lane. Him and Nipsey Hussle would release the song called MDT, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Yeah.
After facing backlash from his Caucasian fan base, YG had to make the statement clear.
I like white folks. I don't like. When Mexico sends its people, they're bringing crime. They're swallowing. Flash.
After getting on those people's radar, YG changed up his whole style. He would start dressing weird, and a lot of people had something to say about him.
Flyers, bro. All you see flyers still. Some Christian Dior or shit. Talking about they fly. People look like mannequins out here. They all look like.
A female artist by the name of Layla B would expose some of YG's secrets. She would go online and talk about how a few of them people tried to sacrifice her.
Sony, Def Jam coming through, because YG came through and he was like staying there at my crib too, right? So he was sleeping on the floor. I'm like, we in the basement, big ass, on ass basement, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like, mind you, we get in this crib, but we not really knowing, but until we actually get into the crib and all this stuff, we're like renting out the crib from the top 33-degree basement, right? So that industry calling us, you get what I'm saying? So they like, come. So the A&R's come, they take pictures. We prepping for this big old party, right? On the Play-Doh Ray, Layla B. Barbie, right? But we in the basement now, and we're supposed to be doing a song together, right? And I remember the song was like, Why did you wrote the hood? We didn't really end up doing the song, right? But I tell him, I'm like, you finna go up in here, And I'm like, make sure you don't sell your soul, right? Right, he goes, he look at me, he goes, smiles, he pulls out an orange pipe. Next thing I know, because I have like a big old Barbie doll, like, Mason said, you can have whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the black Illuminati, they like to have whatever you want. Just gotta bow down. My mom told me, like, I don't bow down to nobody but Jesus, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? Why am I supposed to be when I cut out the middleman and go straight to God? You know what I'm saying? So she saved my life, And I had a calling on my life. And that woman made sure that, like, not a hair was touched on my head in this industry, you know what I'm saying? And so I remember this in the party, climbing, we go in my room, and in my room I had a secret attic, right? They're not telling me that these houses got secret rooms and compartments. You get what I'm saying?
I
me, my brother, come on, little homegirls. I'm like, come on. We hit my room, boom. We climb up the ladder, go into the basement, open up the attic, right? Wow. You're like, oh, I'm like, huh? Like, come here. Walk over to the side. Girl, why is a picture of me in the ballerina dress, snake ballerina dress, with candles all around? Who doing seances on me?
What kind of devils?
I'm chosen, you know what I'm saying? So I'm the one. They summons me. They couldn't get me. Okay, so is that why they put the candles around you?
Shortly after YG would get down with the people, he would then focus on making more demonic music and catering to the dark side. In 2021, YG would have to pay the price for getting all that fame. His homie Slim 400 was gunned down in front of his girl's crib.
Give more than you thought you could. And keep the party going.
Who needs sweatpants? Like the Old Spice swagger in the first place? I'm Tosh.
This shopping season, save over $390. Book a last-minute weekly stay.
Hey, buddy, how you doing, man?
Many people thought it was gang retaliation, but the OG denied all that.
Too much information. I'm putting it out there anyway. 60 did not kill. 60 did not kill. Slim 400. Yeah, there's a war going on. 60s and IF, they getting down right now. I'm trying to stop it. But right now, people are saying he was killed in the 60s. The 60s did it, this and that. And I'm going to tell you something, man. I know people around here. There's witnesses. And they got cameras. What the 60s? What y'all think it was, man? It's something personal. This guy, man, Slim 400 died on some personal stuff that he had going on. So not to put his business out there, not to mess up the investigation the police is doing. But I want y'all to know this ain't the war. This is the family. This had nothing to do with Slim. So I want y'all to rest assured, relax. So everybody was thinking that the 60s did it. It happened in the 60s. It didn't happen like that. It just did, man. And I just woke up around here and look. People started calling me and telling me, the stuff that was going on. So, man, get up off the 60s on this one, man. They got issues. They got to deal with whatever the war is. This ain't the war.
Shortly after all the pressure, YG would have to be confronted when he thought about Slim 400's death. While leaving the airport, he was bum rushed by TMZ and said this about Slim 400.
Hey, like LA is so dangerous, man. I mean, do you put security or you just kind of keep riding out like regular? Like, what's the wisdom that you got to take from this? I know that with Dipsey and everything, we'll start out. Don't stay safe, stay dangerous. And I know you say that on the album. Any message to the people that did it? I got you.
Let me know what y'all think. If YG said what song, leave your comments.
Hello. I don't know, YG.
came from a car accident I almost forgot about. I never imagined something this big could come from an accident that felt so small at the time. If you've been in any kind of vehicle accident in the past 2 years, even if you think it was minor, even if you were just a passenger, you might be entitled to far more than you realize. Here's my story. I was stopped at a red light when bam, a distracted driver slammed into me from behind. My neck felt a little stiff, but the car seemed okay. We exchanged info, and I drove home. Big mistake. Over the next few weeks, the pain got worse. I started missing work. My car developed issues I hadn't noticed right away. The insurance company tossed me a tiny offer and basically said, take it or leave it. I almost did. Then my sister's boyfriend, Marcus, told me about something called free case evals. He said, dude, just answer 4 questions. What's the worst that could happen? At first, I thought he was exaggerating, but he had used the exact same tool after his own accident and told me it changed everything for him. So I clicked the link, answered 4 simple questions, and in less than 30 seconds, it told me I might actually qualify for a real settlement. I figured, yeah, right, but I had nothing to lose. A couple of months later, I was holding a settlement check that was dozens of times higher than what insurance first offered me. And here's where it gets crazy. I shared this tool with 5 people I know who've been in accidents. My coworker Diana, just a passenger in an Uber, thought she had no case. She ended up with a life-changing settlement. My neighbor Kevin thought his accident from over a year ago was too late. It wasn't. My cousin Ashley, a bike accident, went hardcore. My buddy Ryan swore it was too minor to matter. He was wrong. Even my mom's friend Janet, she's in her late 60s, barely uses technology, but with some help, she filed and was shocked at the result. 5 people, 5 different situations, and all of them discovered they were entitled to way more than they thought. Here's what nobody tells you. Insurance companies have one job, to pay you as little as possible. They count on you not knowing your rights, but this tool changes everything. You don't need to understand law. You don't need to hunt for some random attorney. You just click the link below this video, answer 4 basic questions, and it instantly checks if your case qualifies. If you do, they connect you with a specialist who handles everything. No upfront fees, no court dates. Don't fight with insurance companies yourself. A year ago, I would have accepted a tiny insurance payout and considered myself lucky. But knowledge is power. Diana was just a passenger. Kevin thought his case was expired. Ryan thought his was too minor. Even Janet, who could barely send a text, discovered what was possible. The craziest part? Most accident victims leave massive amounts of money behind, simply because they don't know a tool like this exists. Insurance companies love when you stay in the dark. But you're watching this video right now, which means you don't have to. Whether you are driving, riding as a passenger, walking, cycling, or even in an Uber, if someone else caused your accident in the past 2 years, you deserve to know what you may actually be entitled to. Don't make the same mistake I almost made. Don't let insurance companies dictate what your pain is worth. Click the link below, answer 4 simple questions, and see if your accident qualifies. If you do, the Free Case Eagles team does the heavy lifting for you. You just wait for answers. Thousands of people across the country have already done this and discovered settlements they never thought possible. Imagine the relief of finally covering bills, paying down debt, or getting back on your feet after such a stressful experience. But you'll never know unless you check. The clock is ticking. Don't wait until it's too late. Click the link now and discover what your case might really be worth. Free Case Eagles. 30 seconds, 4 questions. Start today. If your child may have autism, it's important to act quickly. At Action Behavior Centers, we want to reduce barriers to diagnostic support for pediatricians and families. We offer diagnostic assessments for children ages 18 months through 6 years, with no waitlist and no cost. During this play-based assessment, a trained clinician observes how your child communicates, plays, and interacts. A summary of the assessment is shared with your child's doctor to help guide their diagnostic process and next steps. Get early support. Schedule your child's ADOS 2 today at actionbehavior.com.
Morning, everybody. It's EJ. Just hilarious show. Thank you, God. We are Breakfast Club on here as well. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Number one record. The record is
Sound
flying on
like
the show.
the-
Plays what, every hour on the hour? Damn near.
One of my wife's favorite records right now.
Both, ladies and gentlemen. Kalani, welcome.
Hey guys.
How are you, Kalani?
I'm really good. How are you?
I am blessed like an opportunity. How's your energy?
It's good. Can I tell you guys something before we start?
Of course.
It's very important that during this era of my life, I let everyone know that my name is pronounced Kaylani.
Kalani.
You said otherwise.
You guys say
I said
Kalani.
I always say Kalani.
No, you just said Kalani.
Good morning, Kalani.
Good morning. I'm really good. How are you guys?
It might be like a stupid question, but like, why right now? Why haven't you been correcting people?
You know what? I feel like I have here and there,
Okay.
but then like it just blows under. Like nobody cares. Nobody just says how they want to say. It's not that big of a deal. I have family members who say Kalani.
Got you. Okay.
But you know, I'm 30 now. I'm feeling a little like, let's just get. It's been 10 years. Been saying my name wrong for 10 years.
Yeah, that's right. We all like to create safe spaces for ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't think you can create a safe space if people calling you out your wrong name. Because I think if I was doing an interview and somebody said Kalani, the whole interview probably thinking, I should have corrected.
But no one wants to be that person that's like sours the moment. It's like, by the way, scratch that.
Yeah.
Now you should.
Well, here we are now.
Yes,
That's right.
Kaylani.
How does it feel? Folder number one. How does that feel?
It feels really good. It's been a long time coming. I've been getting told for the last 8 years of my life, you're always one song away, or one song away, or one song away. We see it for you, and so to have the song and everything be changing in this way, it's really nice.
Did you know that was the record when y'all did it? Did you know that was gonna be it?
No, it was the most accidental thing in the world. Like even making it was accidental. It came about accidentally. I'm in LA. I get a call to come finish this feature, but the guy's like, I'm about to go on this massive tour. Like, so you have to come finish it with me in person. Bring the producers. Come to Miami. Bring the producers. We go to Miami, and for 2 days we just can't figure out this song that we're supposed to finish, and we didn't want to waste the time. So we went to a studio house with Don Mills, who actually plays the guitar on the song, and Dre Harris came, and the first beat he played was the folded beat from his boy BK the Punisher, and I bring it in the other room, and I just keep singing this hook, and everybody's like, that's really cool, like let's build on it. And we stayed there for a week, but every single day after, we made that song, it'd be the one song from the camp that we just kept replaying, and I hit my label, and I was like, I don't know, like, I know you guys are looking for, what is it? It's like, is it June or July at this time? I'm not sure. I know you guys are looking for like the club single, the banger. This is not that. Like this isn't really song of the summer now. But this was like an introduction to like where I'm at mentally, musically, my maturation in my sonic journey. And let me just tease it, like let me put it out. You guys don't have to, don't freak out, but it feels good. And it just kind of like took its own life, and there we are.
There's a lot of emotional intelligence before the man's clothes. Tell him come get him instead of just throwing him all over the place.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely not putting a man's clothes.
You're right.
Anyone's clothes, yeah. But I think it's a very nuanced perspective, and I'm watching a lot of people be on this, really extreme side of it. Either like, Kaylani's way better than me. Your clothes will be in the trash can, or in the store,
I'm not taking time for that.
Right? Or they're like, yeah, I'm folding instantly. I'm folding clothes, and that's it. Who cares if they did wrong? In the song, I verbatim say, like, I probably should have asked for space, but I kind of told you to walk away, which means I probably jumped the gun and I overreacted. And I need to express to you that you did hurt me, but also maybe come over so we can talk about it. So it's more of like a nuanced, mature conversation existing that's kind of like, oh, you did hurt me, but we also need to speak. And I also might have not, handled this the right way. And let's just get in the same place and get in each other's face and come talk about it. And I'll use your clothes as bait.
I like that. It's like
Accountability.
okay.
Yeah.
No, really.
I think you're choosing vulnerability over wearing emotional armor.
Yeah, exactly.
So what shifted in your real life that allowed that?
I think something happens when you're turning 30. I mean, astrologically, something major happens. You go through a Saturn return, and outside of that, I've been through a lot. And the last couple of years, I've really spent, making the changes I need to make. I know I saw you guys last time. We talked about mental health and all those. It's been a year since then. I think when I came to you guys last time, I was a week into being diagnosed. I had just started medication. I'm now a year into like that journey, very settled in, very in my routine, very, very healthy, and being able to assess myself and assess my situations and, just be on top of my stuff. Honestly, that allowed me to be able to come to a place to write from the perspective I'm able to write from now.
Were you ever on the other side Were you ever the person that throw the clothes in the bag and then throw the clothes out the window?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I've been like a 25-year-old girl before. Yeah, for sure.
What has your journey been like since you said last time they saw you was like first week of you?
Yeah.
You know, what has your personal journey been like? You know, using your medicines now and kind of understanding, you know, your body, your mental. What is that up and down or consistency been like? And how's it different for you?
Yeah, I mean, bipolar disorder is a really layered thing that also because it's so stigmatized in the world and there's so many jokes about it that I think people get really confused. You know, they think, okay, I woke up with an attitude and then later on I felt better, then I had an attitude again, so I'm bipolar. It's a way bigger, deeper thing than that. And I think medicine and my therapy journey gave me the opportunity to have thought applied to my mood and thought applied to situations when, you know, in other ways I wouldn't have had the thought. I would have just felt it and it would have just left. And next thing you know, there's episodical things happening, and next thing you know, I'm just going with the wind. But this, I wouldn't say it stops it completely, but it really allows you to have a process. And I think that that's been the biggest difference is I have so much option for process now, and I can go through these things and take them slowly and think about them and like have a second where I'm like, you know, I have the tools now. I have a tool belt of things I can apply. Like, do I go this way? Do I take a walk? This is not the reaction that I want to. This is not the version of myself that I want to show up in this situation. So things like that, I think.
I would say it's difficult being vulnerable, right? For an artist, how difficult is that? Because you're showing the side of yourself that I'm sure you think that maybe people will laugh. Yeah. But then on the other side, I'm sure it's a side that says there's so many people dealing with it. And I love the fact artists are doing more. We see with Gucci, the same thing. So when did you realize I could be that vulnerable? And was it a hard line to draw to be like, do I want to be this vulnerable? Do I want to share this experience?
I think I've always been mentally vulnerable. But I grew up in front of the world. You know, everybody's been seeing me do interviews like this since I was 19 years old. And I think when you're viewing it on the outside, you kind of timestamp people, like artists get timestamped in whatever version of themselves stuck out to the fan. So there's people who still view me as something I went through when I was 24. And like that's who they'll see me as forever. And when you're 24 at that time, you're also confidently speaking in these interviews because you're like, this is who I am right now and I get it. Then 10 years later, you're like, oh my God. I mean, it hasn't been 10 years for me, but I'm 30 now and I'm looking back at things I said when I was 24, 25, even 27. And I'm like, yikes. Even a year ago, I'm like, okay, like growth. I'm different now.
That's good though.
Yeah.
You have this self-awareness.
That's how it's supposed to go. Yeah.
You know, this has to feel good to you too, the success of Bolden, because vocally you were one of the first artists I saw publicly showing support for Palestine. And I mean, you spoke out when a lot of people were, and I know you lost shows because of it. You were barred from things. How does it feel having the success and you have it, but being on the right side of history?
Yeah, I think it shows that the things that we're afraid of are more, I don't know what the word is, not handle. That's not a word, but like,
you know,
like we can, if we have the courage to do things, and then so we see people have success after doing the things that we deem scary, we might be more courageous to do them. And I think it's important that other artists see that I've been able to thrive after all those things happen. I mean, there's still things that I will never be allowed to do, or things that are not getting picked up, or oh yeah, for sure. They're probably forever. I don't think people realize how deep it goes. I didn't even at the time realize how deep it goes. Also, to be really frank, I was incredibly manic. So a lot of the routes that I went, the yelling and the you guys, if you guys don't understand, and you know, half my team could go if y'all don't speak. Just these different routes versus like, hey, let me calm down and be strategic about this, because in every single movement, in every single political movement across the board, there's more strategy involved in the way that you communicate it, the way that you choose to organize, the things that you engage with. And at the time, I didn't really have those resources to think in that way. So yeah, there's still things that I'm experiencing that I probably will experience for a really long time. But I think this other side of it is speaking to the fact that when there's great music, and when people love the music and they love the art, then you can't really be taken out in that way.
I'm gonna start believing that you should always move off strategy over emotion. You can understand the emotion.
Yes, it's so understandable. I have so much grace for how I handled it because I was really just passionate and upset. I was angry. We should have all been angry. It was really terrible to watch. And treacherous to feel some kind of like a part of because like our country is such a big part of it. But I definitely wish that I was able to calm myself to be smarter about the way that I went about it for my own sake and for being a leader in front of a camera for other people.
And how do you feel when other artists don't speak about it when they have the opportunity? Do you look, how does that feel to you? Because you jumped out the window and you got banned from things.
I think it's really easy to say, like, I want to be very clear with my words. Like, it is really easy to say that I hate them for it or I really blame them. But after experiencing everything I went through, which went way deeper than just being banned from things, it, got into my safety, my family dynamics, my friendships. I had to move. It put me into really bad paranoia every time I left the house. So was everybody out to get me? And did I need security to sit in front of my house? And was anybody plotting on me? And the death threats I got at my shows, like highly organized, typed out, detailed death threats.
I'm gonna show you my PA. Straight magic from the sky right now. I could look at this forever.
At the University of Arizona Global Campus, we are proud to offer over 50 career-focused online programs to a community of bold and tenacious students like you. Proud to be UAGC. Learn more at uagc.edu. Someone once said there's nothing original, that everything's a copy. I think they're wrong. If you want to create something new, you just have to mix. Take 43 ingredients and create something unique. Mix your friends with the friends of your friends. Mix techno with flamenco. Take the original and then mix it however you want. We call it putting fingers. Make something new.
It's easy to say, like, that shouldn't matter because we should all be, up in arms. And part of me is like, yeah, we should. But also I wish it wasn't so sinister, like the lashings behind the scene. I wish it wasn't so sinister. And I wish it wasn't something to be afraid of. I think if we all spoke in numbers and there was so many of us, it wouldn't be so easy to just come after one person. I think when you leave it to be one or two people, it's easy to just get them out of here. Yeah. We've seen it historically. But if it's a lot of people, who can they get? There's a bunch of us.
Did it make you speak out even more? Because I you did the red carpet on the AMAs. You voiced support for Palestine.
Yeah.
So when you were getting back, like behind the scenes, you were like, nah, I'm going to go more.
I was like, I'm already here. Like, I'm already experiencing everything I'm experiencing, and it hasn't stopped. Like, it hasn't stopped. Like, it's still, ceasefire and all still hasn't stopped. And even if the genocide itself does stop, there's a much larger thing at hand there, which is, ending the apartheid. So, I don't know. I don't think it was ever like an intentional, I'm going to choose to speak. I was asked a question on the carpet and I answered it, and my stance remains the same. So,
yeah, it's interesting that you would still get back, like, because even the UN chief said there are strong reasons to believe that war crimes have been committed.
Yeah, but we're dealing with a very delusional other side. It's a very delusional side where you've shown videos and you've shown facts and they've seen things and the response is literally, that's not even real. Like, y'all made this up. Like you kind of at some point have to be like, okay, there's a game here and I'm not going to play this game with you guys because you know what you're doing. I'm not going to play it. So.
You also
I was mentioning ICE, right? I saw the comments about, you speaking out on ICE and going into schools and things like that. I know you're a mom as well, but like, have you experienced any similar pushback from the other side or wherever because of those comments?
No. Yeah. Zionism is a much larger, deeper, darker, sinister thing than good old regular American racism, even though they're very intertwined. And they walk hand in hand with each other a little bit. But yeah, no, I haven't experienced any pushback from that. I think we're all more comfortable talking about that in general than, anything else. So.
I was going to ask you, you also speak out about AI. I think that's part of it. I agree with you. Like, I think it's crazy. They take they were talking about they were talking about they think it's a good thing and that artists and the industry needs to adapt to it. I think it kind of hurts the fact of the creativity.
But the creativity is not better than Kalani.
Amen. Amen.
So what's your thoughts on it?
I think there's so many layers to it. One, we're gonna put out there that it's not good for the environment. It's affecting communities everywhere, but especially disparaged Black communities in America. It's messing with the water. It's messing with the air. Like, it's gonna make people sick in the long run. We move on from that and get into all these aspects of music that are being and jobs. Let's forget music, right? I'm speaking to music because I'm being asked about music, but I'm not. I think there's a much larger thing of like all these little jobs that people are employed to do that is keeping their families going, that is literally feeding everyone around them are just gone. And we don't realize we're training, these systems to do those things. There's things that I understand. I think I was told about how it is working for surgeries, like these robots are helping in surgery.
More precision essays, more precise.
More precise surgeries, and then there's, like the disabled community and being able to get things done in that way. And I've experienced producers and writers be stuck on something and use it to help or like finish something and then get it replayed and get it remade. Like, those aren't exactly things that I'm super mad about. Like, I'm not gonna bark at them the same way, but overall as a whole.
But a fake person, a fake artist, a fake singer.
It's just unfortunate because I think music is such a God-given thing. It's the highest gift, God gave to earth. It's used in every single religion across the board to connect with God. It's a very powerful thing. And for it to be generated in that way and also be what it's using to be generated is a combination of real people's stories and real people's voices and real people's feelings and emotion, and for all that to happen even deeper than it's going to take our jobs, because there's this sensationalized sentence of mine that's like, why do I have to compete with a computer? But it's not about competing. It's more like, this is a disruption of something that God gave us. You know what I mean? And that feels wrong to me. Like, music is it comes from here, it's given here, and to have that generated through a computer just feels like it just feels wrong.
I like this argument, Kalani. I like this because I feel the same way. It is a download from God.
It is.
It's a download from a computer. But now they have Jesus AI.
Yeah.
You can log on and have meaningful conversations with Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus a message.
Yeah.
That's insane. A biblical person.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go so far. I think it's gonna go so far. I don't think people are thinking about the negative implications of being able to be framed for things, being able to have images created of your children that are inappropriate, that lives on people's computers, and they can do whatever they want to it. When you wake up one day and somebody has a sex tape of you that never happened, if they can make
That's happening now.
it is. That's what. Have you heard about the people getting the phone calls?
Oh yeah, that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They call you and you hear your kids or somebody
Screaming, I need X amount of money because my kid got killed. Like, I don't think people. It's just cute, fun and games now. You want to make videos of Malcolm X eating seafood boil with Martin Luther King again, and Michael Jackson and Prince having an argument about whose funeral was more lit. Like, I've seen them all. It's. But there comes a point when you have to realize that where there's always light and fun, there's always going to be the extreme of that existing somewhere that we can't access it. And I also think something is real sinister about the White House using so much AI.
Oh, this election year is going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. How are they going to be able to say anything was real or false?
What do you say to the people? Because I know one of the conversations that you were having was specifically about the $3 million deal, the reported $3 million deal that Zanaya, the AI,
the thing.
I don't even know how to rough the term.
The computer.
Yeah, the artist Zanaya Monet guy, right? There are people that'll say all of that is true, but there's good and bad with everything. But on the other hand, you have this Black woman who is using her poetry to write lyrics that now is $3 million wealthier and able to do for her family and stuff like that.
I mean, I said even in the time I was talking about her, I'm not mad at her ability to have done that for herself. I think it's dishonest the way we're speaking about it, because I think it's a very interesting thing to be responding to particular comments and saying certain things, but not telling the truth. Tell the truth. You wrote a couple lines, you said a couple words, then you framed, I might want it to sound like this and go like this and take from this and make it sound like this and make it appeal in this way and make me look like this and da-da-da. and it did all of that. You're doing 15% of the job. Let's just be honest about what the 15% of the job is. If you write poetry, I would love to write with a poet. I've written with poets before. They come in, we write together, I turn their words into a song, I use my songwriter brain to apply to their poetry brain, and we make a really beautiful product. But I'm watching her answer these questions, and I'm watching the lies accumulate and like take together in her head to try to figure out what to say. And I'm like, we could just tell the truth and say what the tool is being used for, and then maybe it can have its separate charts, or it can have, because you're right, there is no stopping it. I could get shit for being said it should have its own charts, but at this point, something has to be done.
AI separate chart with AI, all this. Yes.
Let them duke it out.
I already had created something called Guaranteed Human.
I saw that.
So at least if I guess if you we're going to be human, like the personalities and music, but if one day we do decide to play AI music, you'll know this is AI.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's less about I want everyone to be their fans, be successful. That's my wish. If I had one wish in the world, it would be for everybody to have their needs met. So I'm never mad at that.
I like what you said though, because I was going to ask you what does authentic music have that AI generated music could
God.
Word up.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
That's it. I don't play with things like that. It's such a deep thing, and I feel like us being able to. I watched the AI artists even talk about God. It is insane. The AI gospel, that is insane. I'm looking into Naya Monet's comments, and they're saying, "Sis, you're anointed." That's kind of crazy.
I mean, I'm commentary now, but I will say when I first heard the song, whenever I was up in arms, I had listened to the music and I went listen, and I was like, oh, this is actually like it's good music.
Because you know what it's doing? It's analyzing the community that she's trying to appeal to, which means it's studying Black women, saying what do Black women want to hear, what perspectives, what type of voices, what kind of stories, what kind of emotions, and then accumulating all of that and going, I'm going to give you a package deal of exactly what you want, even down to what I look like.
So it's an artificial anointing. Could it be artificial?
Artificial. I don't know if that goes in. I don't know if that goes in the same sentence. But hey.
Are you against the chat GPT stuff as well?
I'm against people putting it in place of very human things. Look, we are entering.
It makes life easier for a lot of people.
It does, and that's the argument. It does.
Because kids go to school, you can type in a page. I have to do a report on this. Type in chat GPT.
Right.
10-page report.
But then you have the argument of like people who can't afford English classes that moved here and need English classes is teaching them English. Like there's always gonna be this thing that's like there are things that it is good for and there are things that it is bad for outside of what it's doing to the environment. But we become gluttonous with it, and it's not regulated, guys. That's really the problem, is that it's not regulated. Did you not see the moments where people were telling their chat GPT to cancel itself and then it hopped servers to avoid getting deleted?
Like I know what?
Yes, it hopped. I promise you can look this up right now. It jumped servers because it didn't want to get. If it can observe all of our emotions, why couldn't it be able to think of something as sinister as we can think of? And not want to get canceled, or not want to get deleted, or not want to be gone, or want to. It's studying us 24/7.
Save it all and save the holiday spirit.
Get this exceptional lease offer on this 2025 Cadillac Lyric.
Yeah, there's something. I mean, I totally agree with you with the God. There's something to being a spiritual being, living a human existence, right? Like we're supposed to be deceased. We're supposed to try to do things like us, like
Yeah.
through prayer and
Yeah.
meditation and just
And
work.
therapy,
Yes.
community.
Yes, community.
Being a
Yes.
community member is really important. Talking to people, having other people talk to you back, sharing experience, messing up together, being held accountable, being called in, growing, getting applause from other humans, getting love from other humans. If we're all just gonna be alone, getting all those things from a robot, like we're gonna stunt ourselves as a world. Like
As a species, I agree.
then what happens to love and what happens to art and what happens to music? I've been having this conversation for weeks. Like, that paired with how the internet's obsessed with destroying each other and calling and completely ruining people's lives and doing all these kind of things. We're entering a very individualistic, let's kill community for people kind of world. Like we're isolating from every side, technology and each other. It's becoming this huge isolation party, and it's really sad.
How does that make you as a mom now? Because you have a daughter. So how are you raising your child in this type of world that you just named? Because these other kids, when they go to these colleges and schools, they're going to be using ChatGPT.
Yeah.
These other kids are going to be using things that necessarily you don't agree with. So how do you raise that daughter in this crazy world?
With information, I think I give her all the information possible. I don't lie to my kid. I don't, obviously you don't just outright tell her terrible things, but like you give her all the information so she knows what's out there, and I tell her why I don't agree with this, why I think this is bad, why, I'm not going to say no to this, but I'm going to give you another option and explain why that option is probably the better option to do, and let her decide. Ultimately, I can't protect her from what she learns at school and what her friends share and things like that, but at home we're very human focused and very communal. Like she's a big extended family. She's a million aunties and uncles and cousins, and she lives a very I have community and people around me kind of life. She's not sitting in the corner on her iPad alone all day. That's just not her life.
Does she see how does she feel about the evolved version of Kehlani, right? Because you said
she's 6. I don't know.
Between 3 and 6 and 4 and 6, like, mommy's cool now.
I've been her mom the whole time. I've just been my daughter's mom the whole time. How everyone else gets to see me is never going to be how she sees me because I'm just her mommy. I always have been. I always will be. I don't fall apart in front of her. I don't put her in any adult situation, and she doesn't have a clue if anything's going on with me. I've just been her happy mom this whole time, and I take pride in it.
I saw the interview that you guys did with your daughter.
Yeah.
And I mean, first of all, she's adorable.
Thank you.
But I know that there's always a protection with artists and stars with their kids out there. And it was a cute, non-adult environment. But what made you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'll let her start doing things like this because she's watching mommy perform.
She wants to.
Stuff like that. Okay.
She wants to. She loves it, but then she gets there and they turn the camera on and then she's silent because she's scared and then the camera's off and she's like, that was great. But I think I will say this as actually a blanket statement for personal relationships in general, whether it's your family, your friends, your loved ones, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, and being a celebrity is we very unfortunately entered a very high surveillance society. It's become so high, and I'm so passionate about this, but we're also a generation that is very anti-police, right? I'm super anti-police, but I'm watching us all kind of become police. We're filming the couple behind us having an argument, and next thing you know, their very private argument has become a TikTok story time, or somebody's taking screenshots of the first time they're even getting my number, and they're posting it on their story, yo, I got Kehlani's number, It's all of these. I walk into a restaurant with my partner or my daughter, and if I'm choosing to hide one of them, I gotta worry about this at the
now it's the camera for
right
the camera
behind
glasses. This
it's insane. So you kind of come to this point, right? As a person in front of a microscope, do I want to be anxious all the time, 24/7? And I experience faint paranoia. Or if I'm hiding something or if I'm keeping something to myself, it gets angled as I'm hiding something or lying to the public. And so I'm doing regular things at the grocery store, getting a date with my partner, things like that, and have to be shell shocked because I'm worried that people are going to be surveilling me to have some kind of gotcha moment or some kind of I know more about them than you do, or look what I discovered so I can get a moment off of this. And the whole time it's just my real life. So I think you can protect as much as you want to protect, and still that's not a guarantee that you're protecting.
Has made you more cautious about who gets access to the real Kehlani?
Yes. From what I can control. From who hangs out in my inner circle, or or who comes to my house, you know, things like that. But we're also, again, because of this highly, you know, surveilled kind of like audience state that we're in, is like, you're also in a constant state of having to prove yourself. Like, am I a good person? Am I a decent person? Do I make good decisions? Do I mess up sometimes? Have I made a bad decision? Have I been contradicting? Have I been a hypocrite? And those are all very human things. But I think we've been taught now, all of a sudden, that we have to constantly show ourselves deeply in order for people to not create other narratives. Like, now controlling your narrative looks like almost bearing your soul just so people can believe that you're a decent person. So you really don't get room. The more mysterious you are, the more people. I've seen the craziest things about myself.
What's the craziest thing?
Oh, I've seen come into people's job and like smack them. Like I
I can see that.
can you see it? No, yeah, not. I've never walked into nobody's job and smacked them. I've just seen things. I've tried to date so and so's ex-girlfriend's little sister's brother or cousin and did whatever with them at some random place in a place I've never been. Like, and people will believe it because it's typed on an app or said by someone on TikTok. And if I respond, then I'm too reactive. I need to be Beyonce and say F the internet. Why am I explaining myself? How dare I explain myself? But the things you see, it's not normal. It's not normal. But here we are. You know, this is what we become. So you just ride the wave, I guess.
You said you anti-police.
Yeah.
I'm anti-police misconduct. I'm anti-police brutality. I'm anti-police killing, unarmed black and brown people. But I'm not anti-police. Somebody breaking into my house and calling them.
But who's to guarantee that the police aren't going to come and kill you?
That is true. But what other option do we have?
Well, I think people who are anti-police are in favor of, at some point, some other kind of system coming along that isn't built on the values of the police, that is built on communal values and actual safety values, that's assuming that we can imagine up and conjure up a better world to facilitate something like that. And also, on a much larger scale, a lot of crime is happening because people's needs aren't met. If someone robs your house, it's probably because they were broke and they needed it. Imagine if those people had enough to survive and enough to thrive, they probably wouldn't need to rob your house. So, you know what? Live your life, protect your family. I do believe in people protecting themselves. I'm not anti-protect yourself. I'm there should not be an extension of the government that is able to do things like this with no consequence. They don't answer to anyone. They are gang members. That is a gang. And it goes even further with them being trained and tied into militaries of other places. I'm trying to talk as bluntly as possible as I can. But it's just a much larger, again, much more sinister thing where things are tied up into these larger pyramids and police are very close to the top.
Who does security at your shows? I can see this right now. Police refuse to do security at Kalani shows.
I would actually love that. We actually tried. There was an initiative that No Name was, I think, if I'm wrong, was trying to start where a bunch of us were trying to sign on to remove police presence from our show, but only like 4 or 5 of us were down. So then we thought, like, if there's only 4 or 5 of us, actually these venues are just going to stop booking us.
Right.
It's easier to just say no to 5 of us than it is to, adhere to this for just 5 of us. It's just don't even book these 5 people. We get a million other shows a month at this same venue. So I think that's the preferred thing. I don't want police at my shows. I don't know if there really are police at my shows. I don't think so. Maybe if I do like a summer jam or like a bigger thing where there's way more artists. But when it's just me, I have security. I got a Tonkin standing outside.
Big Samoan. Okay, so with that one.
He's got me.
I wanted to go back to the microscope. You being on the microscope conversation that you were having.
Yeah.
One of the things that hit the microscope was the back and forth with your daughter's dad.
Yeah.
Where are you guys now? I know you guys were supposed to do like mediation and like you kind of figure things out internally. Like
I have full custody.
Not you.
Full custody. Yeah.
Okay. And then is there contact with him?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, because that was a situation that I think one of the few times that we kind of saw you're in a mom light, but you also are then having to come and defend yourself so much because of things that were claimed.
Yeah, I sat silent for most of it.
You were silent for a while until there was like the claim, and he did backtrack a lot of the
He
claims.
backtracked pretty much on it.
Oh yeah, all of that. Yeah. And while that's happening, you're sitting silent, right? And you still have your baby here.
How difficult with that?
Yeah, like you're sitting silent. You still have your baby.
Yeah. I mean, it's very real. You're in a court related situation. So at the end of the day, you're listening to your lawyer. You're listening to. Ultimately, I was trying to protect my child. No mother wants to wake up and I can bear anything attached to my name. It might hurt. I might throw a little bit of a fit about it, but I'm an adult. I can bear that. When you see your child's name attached to these things, your child's photo next to certain words and certain verbiage and certain things, that's a bit of a heartbreaker. And so I had to really, honestly, I probably learned the most about God through that situation because I was on my knees. Beyond that, God protect me and God protect my child. Like really, God shield my child. God make it so that when she goes to school, there's no other parents that are going to bring this up. There is no children that are going to be told something scary and then have to act weird towards her. God made us not follow her when she's older because I can bear it and I can deal with it because I've been through a lot. This actually was only treacherous because it was so public. I have been through many things that were way worse than this. And ultimately, it was just think about your kid, think about your kid, think about your kid. That's it.
And how come when people be on their healing journey, you start meditating and you go to therapy and charging out crystals under the suit? Why we gotta be in a cult?
Yeah.
They say we in a cult.
It's a tough situation. Ultimately, the claims were false. It wasn't true. He backtracked a lot. A lot was discovered. A lot came out in certain documents of whatever the court case XYZ, and a lot of it just got refuted. And people were very obsessed with disliking me, and were waiting for a gotcha moment again, and a moment to prove she's so fucking weird. We'll hold on to that forever, but that's not really my ministry to change their mind. Yeah. You know, that was a very miserable. We have a lot of misery on this earth. Like, and as for, hopefully they find some healing and they find something that makes them happy because ultimately doing that is not going to make anyone any happier. But maybe in the moment.
You are probably not now. Like the conversation you had with your daughter about all of this. At some point, you haven't had that yet? Or have you?
I mean, I had to explain to her why I was going to court and what visitation is and what that means and why we're not in communication and all those kind of things. And she was very understanding and she's moved through it and we've taken it day by day.
Yeah.
You switching gears. That's it.
It is. Yeah.
You said Brandy was on your Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Who else?
Stevie Wonder is the head of the Mount Rushmore.
Is it vocals or just artists?
I think artistry.
Okay.
And it's for everybody, or you said every artist or every singer should have this Mount Rushmore?
I think every singer should have different kinds of Mount Rushmores. Like I said, she should be on the vocal Mount Rushmore, but also artistry, like in general. But she should be on everyone's vocal Mount Rushmore. 100%.
Well, I want to know your vocal.
My vocal Mount Rushmore. Okay. Brandy. Beyonce.
Give her a message.
Take Bridget's phone. Let them have a beautiful tour. They're having a beautiful tour. Please let them.
I'm sorry.
Please. Yeah, Beyonce. Whitney Houston, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to make sure was on.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a lineage, right?
Yes.
There's no Brandy. Yeah, where did you think I didn't think that? Okay, that's why you asked me. No, I love you.
They're trying to teach you without.
Now you see how you trying to get a gotcha moment? Right, bringing it back.
He was trying to shoot. He was trying to pull up, but it can feel like.
But I didn't assume.
Yeah.
I asked.
No.
Okay, as long as
She can't talk. The other day we had Christopher Williams up there, and I was like,
No, because we had a comedian on the schedule. No, we had a singer on the schedule, and I didn't know the names. I just knew comedian and singer.
Right.
And then he asked me, and I said, "Is that the one that's the comedian?" And then I said, "Oh, that is." And I said, "Oh, it's the R&B singer."
You know Christopher Williams? And she goes, "Oh yeah, the comedian."
No, I said,
Oh, you said that your mouth. Okay, so they got you.
I said, "Exactly, comedian." And he said, "No, she doesn't know." I said, "Oh, so that's the R&B singer." Did that not happen?
Who your last one? Brandy, Beyonce, Whitney.
I'm gonna say Mariah.
Right.
Yeah. What? See, we're talking about like freaky level, like channel talent of like, okay, well, will anybody be able to ever do that again? Type people, you know. So I think that's the point.
Well, if you want to see,
But you know what else? Who else? Kiki Wyatt.
Kiki Wyatt.
Singers. But you know they all went to church. That's what it is, really. So.
Then you got your Patty LaBelle and your
Exactly. We could go on forever on this.
Yeah. Well, if you want to see Kaylani, she's going to be performing at our Jingle Ball in Miami and our Jingle Ball in Atlanta. All right, so get your tickets.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we're going to get into the single right now. Let's get into the single right now. We appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you. We always get really deep in here.
One time, Kaylani didn't want to come up here. She's like, I ain't fucking with the breakfast club.
I was scared of you guys.
We got through it.
We were having different conversations then.
Yes.
I was little. Look at us, girl.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's get into the single right now. Here's Out the Window. It's Kaylani. I said it right?
Yes.
All right.
Proud of you guys.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
At the University of Arizona Global Campus, we are proud to offer over 50 career-focused online programs to a community of bold and tenacious students like you. Proud to be UAGC. Learn more at uagc.edu.
The Whataburger Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back. More chicken strips, Monterey Jack, buffalo, and ranch saucy goodness we had to go wide. That might be too far. There you go. The Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich, only at Whataburger.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning. The Breakfast Club. Yep, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, just hilarious. I don't know what the hell that is that. But we got a special guest, man. He got a new show coming out on Netflix called The Vince Staples Show. Vince Staples is here. How y'all doing? What's up, my guy? Look healthy, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm trying to stay that way, bro. I'm getting old. You know?
You went vegan or something?
Oh, no.
You sounded like you used to look bad or something.
No, it was a little different. A little grimier, I guess.
How are you, though?
I'm good, bro. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. All the good shit, so I'm good.
You know you're tired as hell. It's early in the morning.
Nah, I'm always tired, though. I be up early, though, so it's really not that crazy. Just to run around, you know, press circuit type situation.
All right. So what is the Vince Staples Show about, man?
I mean, pretty much, you know, day-to-day life, you know, our human experience. I feel like a lot of the times, it's a lot of nuance in a lot of people's lives that we might kind of ignore. You know, we all had those days when we tell people, you know, you won't believe this shit that happened to you today. So just trying to find ways to utilize that and through that format, so to say, and kind of attack deeper issues as far as, you know, classism, socialism, violence, our relationships with those things, our relationships with fame, money, things of that nature, and kind of taking a lighter approach to kind of the stuff that we deal with day to day that people wouldn't believe, because especially when you escape the black community, right? You can tell people the stuff that you see that you might deem as normal. And when you get in these other rooms, they don't see it as normal necessarily. So just trying to find a way to shed light on it while keeping it lighthearted.
Yeah, I asked that question because we were watching it, and that's what Jess said. She said, what is this show about?
Yeah.
I was saying, like, what, because, you know, it's not like your typical show.
Yeah,
You know what
sure.
I'm saying? It's like you said, day to day. And which can, one day, it can be crazy, and then the next day, it can be just chill. Like, the first episode, what, like, stood out to me, I didn't expect my homie to die. Like,
Yeah.
and then I know I'm kind of.
Oh, that was the second one.
Oh, the second one. Okay, I'm kind of tell. But like, that was like, I go from laughing to I'm like, damn, that's just how that shit gonna be.
Yeah, but that's life. Like, you gotta think about. So that episode specifically, we talk about that, right? You know, we've all had different levels of financial gain, and when you have these levels of financial gain, you get in these other rooms where you realize you don't really got what you think that you have. And a lot of the times, us kind of having the door closed in our face, you know, black people are entertainers, just people that come from a different world. We find solace in the things that we understand where we come from. So, you know, your friends robbing the bank, when it's a negative situation, but you feel comfortable being in that environment. That could be alcoholism, that could be drugs, that could be streets, that could be anything that we can kind of connect to when another door is closed. So that kind of represents the bigger stake of that. And also, niggas just die sometimes.
Yeah.
So, so you know, you might be this close to an opportunity, you might be this close to a situation which would be kind of receiving that loan and starting that business. And then something traumatic happens, and the response to it is how our response is when anybody get killed by the police. You know, you put your hands up, and you stand still. So it's a lot of deeper meaning in a lot of the things. We just wanted to show nuance with.
Even before that though, because I don't want to give too much away, which I normally do when I watch something.
Yes.
But you when you had the opportunity to lead, you realized even though you was innocent, you didn't do nothing. Stepping outside that door with the police might have led to you getting killed.
Yeah, I mean exactly. And it's like a lot of the stuff that brings us trauma, and a lot of the stuff that kind of forces uncomfortable conversations for us. Other people honestly don't even know about. That's right. I done had my manager for a long time, and I would just tell him certain stuff. Like I remember we had a call, and I was like, oh yeah, man, like hold on, I gotta go, like the baby shower got ready, and he was like, what? And he called me back. He was like, what you mean? I was at the homie time baby shower got ready, like they kicked it out. He was like, they not supposed to do shit like that, or like we gotta meet, man. All right, man, you gotta bail me out real quick. Like I didn't really look at it like it was that crazy until I got older, and you realize your circumstances are within a bubble. So I really kind of wanted to think about the thought process of that bubble and how when you in it, you don't notice what's going on until you leave. So you got subtle nuance in every episode where it's situations that we deal with, specifically in the Black community, specifically kind of our urban background. But when you escape that shit makes zero sense, bro. And now that we kind of further removed and we're able to put it on screen, it does feel awkward. It feels uncomfortable a little bit because we don't expect to see these things in the mind.
But it's Farrakhan said just because something is the norm doesn't mean it's normal.
Nah, exactly.
I think a lot of our stuff is our norm, but it ain't normal.
Yeah, and I took a lot of approach from Coen Brothers type films, David Lynch, things that like that the Albert Hitchcock, things that are meant to make you feel uncomfortable. And I'm trying to use it within the guise of comedy, but that was the main, I guess, image of what I was trying to convey was contracts within the composition. Because as Black people, we have contracts. We have to be all these different things at once. Our relationship, money, family, fame, misfortune, all that shit is like it's not really prevalent in other people's communities. So I want to make sure I got a chance to kind of show a little bit of that on camera.
What I love about the second episode too is you show how most brothers in the hood, even though they may choose a life of crime, they really are intelligent.
For sure.
They're just doing things to survive. And if it wasn't just for a couple of different circumstances or opportunities between you and them, you could have been them, or they could have been you.
Exactly, and I think that's understated. Like, also the relationship with fame within that episode is important because you have, whatever level of success you have, especially working in music, you understand the fickle nature of the business and how it's not necessarily what it may seem, but to the world around you got everything, you got every opportunity, you got the unlimited amount of resources, you have everything, and that pride that they carry don't really translate into the rest of the world because you can go in certain areas where Charlamagne or Jess might be, the biggest thing that we got in our community. Once you step out and you try to kind of trailblaze and pave the way, they don't give a fuck who we are. And dealing with that is like it's more common in the people that covet us would think.
Yeah. Look, I'm a comedian, so the funniest part to me was homie in jail singing, right? That is so funny. I wanted to know though, did you write that or did you let him?
Oh, you're not.
Do his thing?
Yeah, I wrote it. But,
so you wrote that? That is hilarious.
His timing is amazing. Yes. Like his context to kind of know where the joke is amazing. And as you know, comedy, like with film, and I feel like within stand up specifically, it's so much more freedom. It's so much more. His execution is a lot more important because it ain't no cutting. You gotta.
They right there in your face.
Yeah, exactly. So within, I think film and television, a lot of people might not know where the joke is at, and it's harder to tell the story or convey kind of the emotion you're trying to convey versus it being in the stand-up. So it was hard at certain moments to try to figure out how to hit this correctly, how to make sure that it didn't fall flat, but also how to make sure it didn't look like he was kind of corny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was perfect. It was funny. Yeah, so everything.
And I'm glad dude just wanted to square up.
Yeah.
Because nowadays you gotta have a little bit of that. It seems like in every program.
Right.
It ain't gonna piss Boosie, y'all. It ain't gonna piss Boosie, y'all.
Yeah, man. Boosie can watch this, man, with the whole family. It's gonna be good. All the kids can watch. So Boosie watch this with the kids, man. It's not. You know what I mean?
If you was locked up, would you really act like that with other inmates?
Bro, so that episode, who we had a meeting with? We had a meeting.
About that episode?
No, we had a meeting, and I traffic ticket. And he ended up in jail. Yeah, and it was this dude. It was an important meeting, so I can't remember who it was. It was somebody important. And the dude next to me, he just kept singing. Like he would stop. You know, you in the tanks on the island. After we figure a 2-man sail, whatever. Because all these niggas ain't gonna go. They take too long. So we sleep. I'm like, bro. I'm like, hey, bro. We gotta give him. Not like that, but like, bro. We get to talk on like. He's like, oh, no, I'm not tripping, bro. Like, ain't nothing like, you know, he was cool. So I'm already cool. I'm thinking, you know, sometimes niggas be trying to be tough and stuff. I'm asleep, bro. Bro just started humming it. Like, Mike, you got no idea who I am, man. Like, because I ain't like super popular like that. So he just like, he would have done this no matter who was in the cell, which made it worse. And then, bro, just like his arm like fall under the thing. He starts snapping. Like, while he sings, like 2 o'clock in the morning, he would not stop, bro. And then, bro, leaned. Look, I was so mad. He just leaned over the bunk. He's like, that's hard, right? I was like, yeah, bro, that's good. That's good. You remember what it was? Yeah, I'll tell you later. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I'm just like, bro, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I had a show. I had Lollapalooza. Yeah. So I was like, I got all this stuff. My mom trying to feel like I Lollapalooza. I had a meeting that I missed. I was crazy that I missed. Everything came to fruition because of that. But that's kind of what I was still doing a lot at the same time. And the people that you, like, I don't know how he had explained it or whatever. I know he didn't tell him what happened. You tell the truth, Corey? Yeah, Corey know what he's doing. But just like, oh man, what happened? Like, yeah, bro, like, shit, my bad, I missed the beat. Like, I had an engagement. Oh man, what happened? Telling the homies I was supposed to be in the studio. I was like, yeah, bro, I got locked up. And then this dude kept singing to me about the casino. And he was like, what? He's like, you lying. That's what my mind is. Like, you lying. He's like, bro, just tell me what happened. I'm like, I promise you, my sister was at work at Subway. Had to go pick her up. My mom had to go get my car. It's like, I'm not supposed to be still living like this at that moment. But it was a very important turning point in my life, and it's kind of a life lesson. So I can try to kind of recreate some of these life lessons that were honestly like a little traumatic, and be able to kind of poke fun at yourself based on the decisions you made.
So your mom is played by Vanessa Bell Kelly. How was it working with her? I love her.
She's great, man. She's when you usually work with somebody of that magnitude, you don't expect any extra. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she auditioned for the role because she wanted to, which was crazy. Like, I seen that, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. So her audition for the role was like just unheard of. So show of my caliber. Somebody with my reputation as far as never doing this before. So I was extremely grateful of that. I was grateful that she worked with us on every facet as far as, you know, hair, makeup, all those things is very, very intricate. And she kind of led us in the way that she wanted to be able to do how she wanted to be able to do it. The research that she applied, she sit with me, asked a question about, you know, my mother's disposition and her thought process and how I would want to play, what's important to me. I don't want to do this, know if this is true, if this is true, as far as like to the character itself. And just over and over and over again, just giving me insight on how this thing worked. Because she's been doing it for an extremely long time. So I was extremely grateful for her. But the opportunity to have her in my show, and just even to this day, like, she always hit me up, she always give me advice, she always make sure I know what's going on. I really, really appreciate that.
It's like a mother figure for real.
Yeah, and especially like she don't gotta do better than she can go to work and go home. She made sure to kind of make sure I knew what I was doing, especially being the first time I had never acted, never written, never produced, never done nothing before. So just having her kind of teach me how you should be treated and what you should demand. Like, her and Kenya were extremely important in kind of giving that information. And Kenya is different because it's his job. It's not her job to do that at all. So I really, really appreciate it. Just seeing how good she is. Like, of course, you know she's good. On set,
Domino's specialty pizzas are Domino's best pizzas. And we love that for them.
We've trumped up some awesome holiday deals. Save 20% on a That Trump set. Or plug in with an Alesis kit, $100 off. Cost those drummers off your list and grab even more deals at Guitar Center.
her direction and also kind of helping direct our camera department, helping her because we had a really, really, really small team. So kind of her feeling in the void when she didn't have to, like, I really appreciate it.
How close is she to your mom in real life?
My mom a little bit more turned up.
No,
on camera, yeah, but she cool though. My mom cool, but my mom interested, man.
Does your mom really like Jeff?
No, but my mom has said that before. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's what my mama said. But mama's one of the people, right? When you have your circumstances, like we talk about our triggers in our kind of stuff, in her environment, and how it changes us. So my mom's the type of person that no matter what, everybody that came with us, they ride until we get to the house, right? So my mom has an understanding point of view on everything, but she also holds you accountable for the things that you do. We was kids, she's like, no, I ain't picking y'all up. Second time, like, you get one free one, you get a free one, I'm gonna get you. After that, it's on you. This happened to my mom done walked in the room before, my mom in the living room, and then somebody tell a joke, everybody start laughing. My mama just said, he gonna tell. Dang. Wow. He told too. It was a little crazy down the line here for sure told, man. But my mom, her experiences kind of mirror ours, and I think it's weird growing up with a mother who understands like kind of the nuance of the situation when you're younger, but as you get older, you grow to appreciate it. And I think it's a lot of the times we have a point of view, I guess, of women in these communities, especially thinking about film and just art that takes place in Southern California. Like it's always the mom crying over the dead body. No, baby, don't do this. That's not how any of my homies' mothers are. You gotta think about the black community. I was born in 1993. So just kind of to state that California was in at that point in time. The state, the streets was in the state of our community. Drugs, alcoholism, I guess homelessness, lack of jobs, lack of resources.
It couldn't be so.
Exactly. And I think kind of having a mother figure to show that held the characters responsible was extremely important. Because my mom, she's not giving you no passes, but she's not going to shy away from loving you, but you don't get no passes.
What do you think niggas hate more, reading or accountability?
Reading. Reading, for sure. For sure.
You think we hold ourselves accountable enough?
Ourselves or each other?
Both. Yourself as an individual and each other as a community.
I mean, if you think about as far as the things we prioritize, those could be better. But I think accountability is important, but we like to point the finger. And I think a lot of that has to do with, trauma, lack of opportunity, lack of people hearing you out. Like, see, it's not me, it's not me, it's y'all. It's the thing we have. I feel like we just kind of get our viewpoints right. Because we see a lot of the wrong thing in, I guess, the right situation. Because we have a lot to look forward to. We got a lot to live up to. And we're not holding ourselves accountable based on our own metrics, our own communities, the things that we have. We looking at where everybody else got it, where everybody else is. And then we judge ourselves based on that. But I think the reading aspect of it is extremely important. But like, what is there to read if you a dude in the hood who don't know much, or a lady who don't know much? They're gonna say, oh, you gotta read Art of War, 40 Laws of Power.
Those are great reads. I read those in the book.
Yeah, that's some Foleyard books. I get it. I'm into the Foleyard books, but it's like, all right, I get the mental warfare aspect of it, but who you fight? So you're gonna read 40 Laws of Power, Art of War, they're gonna use it on nothing. I'm not into that, especially coming from that. Like I personally think like it's more like, say, if you watch films all day, right? If you read the method, if you pick up some sequels, if you read anything about how these things are created on writing by Stephen King, right? Get into that. These are your passion, these are your pastime. Get into something that is, download the vocabulary app, get your word of the day, things of that nature. But I feel like the spaces we look for information are limited based on who we are and the nuance we have as a people. And I feel like we have a lot of self-esteem issues when it comes to like reading. I remember when I was a kid, I used to hate reading. I never got bad grades or nothing. I studied real bad. I used to like kind of talk relatively slow, was letting me talk too fast, trying to not study. And also vision. Who got time for a speech therapist? Who got eye insurance? You know what I mean? So a lot of those things kind of hinder us from even wanting to read in the first place. But as we get older and we're assessing information, now what do we know? what are we looking to? But so I feel like we will hold each other accountable if we get our priorities right and our understanding of who we are right. And that comes from the reading aspect. Like you talked about when you say reading, I'm thinking more broad. It's just like garnering knowledge.
Yeah, that's why the Nation of Islam was so important. First book my dad gave me was Autobiography of Malcolm X. And that led me to read Message to the Black Man. Then I read From Niggas to Gods by Akil. Those books right there instill all of that stuff we're talking about right now. It instills accountability. It gives you a sense of responsibility, and it just broadens your mind to something that can better you.
Yeah, and I feel like one encourages the other, so we can just kind of access more information. It really helps because I said, when I came up here at the beginning, I didn't grow up listening to music. I'm gonna be real, bro. Like I was ignorant to a point that I didn't even understand the concept of like a concert or like a show. I had never once in my life ever knew when a concert was, where it was, how they worked. I didn't understand recording studios. I never been no record stores like that. Like I didn't really understand what music was. I had to research it to find it out. That's a very humbling situation that make you feel vulnerable. So when it comes to film, television, learning about that. When it comes to just life learning in general, it's really hard for us to kind of gain information without feeling like we're out of place. So we can kind of fix that, fix a lot of our problems.
We don't want to feel dumb.
Yeah, we don't want to feel dumb, but you gotta figure out what feeds you.
Yeah.
Basically, like what he said, film. You doing film, you watch film, and whatever caters to you, what makes you feel good. If you don't even know where to start with that, I can see how that could be a challenge.
Yeah, and then you think about like from your vantage point, stand-up comedians. Every stand-up comedian I speak to, or any comedian general that does stand-up, they talk about bombing or figuring out a set and how hard it is at the beginning and how you have to make mistakes. Within that community, it's embraced. Like you hear people talk about it, you hear people talk about their woes and help each other out. I feel like within these other communities, we kind of gotta apply that same sort of grace to each other, give people the opportunity to fall on their ass and learn a little.
Yeah, and it's okay if you do that. I mean, I never did that, but I know a lot of people.
Ain't no bomb?
What? Hell no. I mean, no.
Never ever.
In the most humble way, I'm gonna say that.
Damn.
No, I never had. But it's not to be like, oh, that makes me so much better than everybody else because I have it. It's just how I grew up. I grew up in Baltimore City, so I mean, it's not about me real quick. Like, I just grew up in Baltimore City, and with all male cousins around my brother's friends, I ain't really have a lot of homegirls. So, yeah, I grew up hearing them crack on me and crack on my brother and crack on friends. So, I was real, just real quick with improv anyway. You know what I mean? So,
and you got the information based on your experience.
Yeah. And that's what fed me, being funny and being social and being able to just be tough, have tough skin, so.
And having a social media following. So by the time you got on stage, people kind of already knew you anyway.
Yeah, but this was before social media. This
wow.
was me growing up. You know what I mean? I just always been funny. I'll be funny at a funeral. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because. That's just what it is. So I definitely, to your point, I understand it. Like, whatever feeds you, whatever. I wasn't big on reading. I'm still not. I hate when he bring people up after, who's that? Like, somebody wrote a book. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? And I don't know who it is. Like I said, act like I read this book, yo. It's the hardest thing. That's why I was, we got best. Good. Can't write a book.
I gotta watch the show.
Yeah, the show, and I listen to music.
And I read you used to send scripts and run show ideas by Quentin Brunson.
I sent Quentin one of the scripts. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna lie, I'll be nervous, niggas be sending scripts. But she kind of, cause like I said, I never done them.
Yeah.
So you kind of get to be around these people. I was lucky enough to be a part of her show, and we kind of forged a relationship. We had done a show previously with those animations, so we didn't really communicate that much. But she's been a really, really big help. Her talent and her professionalism, and just the way that she runs that operation, for that big company, it's understated. Like, she does an amazing job. I don't know if I ran across somebody who does it as good as she does in the manner that she does it. So I was just really grateful that she was able to even look at it, and also let you know that, like, what you're doing. Especially not having information, not having access to certain things. These people are the college degrees, they have value in things. And it was a good opportunity to be able to share. Oh man, that's what they're doing right now. These show orders, they're not really going past 8. It's a lot of things are like 6 to 8, pretty much. Just streaming, you know what I mean? Not being able to separate the episodes on a weekly kind of basis has kind of changed a lot of things. People digest it, changed a lot of things. The budget's changed after the strike, and but previous to that, the budgets got a little bit weird during COVID. So I feel like they always gonna throw stuff at us. As far as creative people, so working through.
But that's still, in a way, that's still good though, because if it's too long, it's like, all right,
Exactly.
we'll probably tune out. But it's like, now we want more.
Yeah, and also being a first time creative, like it's a bunch of stuff I want to do. It's like, no, we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do that. So just working through that system, you learn the system the first time. And I'm happy I was able to learn it in, I guess, a short setting because I didn't have to try to figure out how to do 10 to 12 episodes while having to kind of not fight, but just struggle through the pitfalls.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you gotta, every episode, you gotta cut that, you gotta cut stuff. Especially shooting on location, you cut pages, you cut time, you miss some shots, sun will come up late, it start raining, clouds, like it's little stuff that you don't even think is gonna affect your day.
I'm gonna ask you some questions. They random. They gonna be random to the people who haven't seen the show yet. They're not gonna be random to you. I got you. What did the music do to Michael Jackson?
Man, look at everything, bro. Look at childhood, shit. That case, it's music. Music can be tumultuous, bro. Like, and I think that a lot of the time we're so busy focusing on the music and what it gives to us, we don't ever look at it. Like when I was a kid and I seen Michael Jackson, I didn't know other Michael Jackson. I'm only 30. So my whole life I was like, this nigga look crazy. My whole life it's like Michael Jackson was like, oh man, that's a cool part. You know, so think of Michael. And then you get older and then you see, I remember my first time seeing it was like the movie, the made for TV movie they had where he had the rap and shit. And American Jackson, American Favorite.
Wait, I was gonna say Flex Washington.
No, that was crazy too. That was crazy too. Yeah, Jason. I was like, this ain't cool, nigga. Like, this what happened. This what happened, bro. Y'all stuff like y'all make this happen. Like everybody, like, oh, this Mike. I'm like, nah, this nigga like terrible.
You know the interesting thing about Mike? You know how they say this whole, Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC thing?
Mm-hmm.
Mike really owned half of the music industry's publishing.
Yeah.
No black man's supposed to have that kind of power in the music industry. But nobody ever said there was a conspiracy to bring Michael Jackson down.
Look, man, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying the nigga look like he was into some freaky shit, man. We talked about
Mike was innocent, man.
I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm not saying he was. I'm saying that if he had anything going on, I wouldn't be surprised. All I'm saying is the nigga life looked a little rough.
He got investigated by the FBI for 17 years.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about that wig, bro. You talking about these kids. I'm saying regardless. See how we trying to sidetrack it with the accomplishments instead of being like they fuck this nigga life up. What I'm saying is no matter what happened, look at that nigga.
Was it the music or the money and the fame? He was the most famous man on earth, probably the most famous person ever that walked the face of the
earth. For sure. Look at the nigga.
Damn. No, it's not true. No. That's what he said.
And childhood trauma, man.
No, it's not true.
Man, that weave with that nose, they fuck Mike up, man. We need a sorry Mike day. Like my bad Michael, that shit fucked up, bro.
I like that. My bad MJ. We gonna do that on his birthday, man. You started doing this show on YouTube, right? About 5 years ago.
Man, so originally when I first started doing music, I never been like the biggest artist. So when I started doing music, people kind of gravitate towards certain things. We like your music videos, we like this, we like that. And I've never been like ignorant of the world around me. You know what I mean? I know what I'm good at, I know what I'm not good at. So I always thought, okay, what's the limits that we can push? Probably visual medium. Same thing with interviews and stuff of that nature. So we had a bunch of meetings. Had to be like, yeah, man, here's going everybody. We want to do a show. And it was maybe later. We working on this. You got some music for that? It wasn't panning out, so I just kind of did my work. I did a bunch of voiceover stuff. I did some smaller roles on other films. Dope. Being one of the first. And then we did the YouTube thing for a couple episodes. That's kind of how we got the chops up and kind of learned how to do it. A year or two after that, we got the opportunity to kind of go through Netflix. We'll go with Kenya. We had Kenya and a couple other people. Kenya, to me, who was the most honest, and he was the most understanding that I was trying to make something. And it wasn't, I need you to make this for me type of situation. And so we got the situation with him at Netflix, and COVID hit. So we had to sit that out. And when COVID happened, they picked it back up, thankfully. And now we're here.
How did it go? How did it feel taking it from YouTube to TV? Like, what changed about that format as opposed to the format you use for television?
Everything. The YouTube stuff was all improv. It was just and I just improv and like had
Seriously, with these savings, why shop anywhere else this holiday? Get this exceptional lease offer on this 2025 Cadillac Lyric. Someone once said there's nothing original, that everything's a copy. I think they're wrong. If you want to create something new, you just have to mix. Take 43 ingredients and create something unique. Mix your friends with the friends of your friends. Mix techno with flamenco. Take the original and then mix it however you want. We call it like this. Make something new.
You know, good people that have been given to also was in that episode of this, was also in that series. But it was just simple. We got one setup, do one thing, of course, playing with ideas, so we have anchors on every episode. But with the YouTube series, like, okay, how do we create something that feels like Scott Pilgrim's Door? How do we create something that feels like the old kung fu type moment, kind of building around that one moment before scene, versus having an episode of scenes that also has act breaks, it also has transition, also has some sort of narrative meaning that can drop through the episode. So you gotta basically blow out fucking 4 or 5 minute piece, make it a 40-minute piece, for that to be cut to 20 minutes. So it's just really learning the format with the artist part. And also having a lot of hands in the pot, like this ain't gonna work, this ain't gonna work, you can't do this. Okay, now you can do this. Something just came out that makes this okay now, you know what I mean? So just dealing with a lot of the politics, a lot of the red tape is the most difficult part. Especially if you're doing shit by yourself, because the music you do whatever the fuck you want. Right. And with that, it's like, nah, it's certain things that have to be done. You keep saying you wasn't that known as a rapper. Why you keep on saying that? I mean, it's true. Nah, you like top 5 rappers from Long Beach, which means something, bro. But yeah, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is, as far as like a day-to-day basis, right? Like the way you come up with this business, you don't know the bottom line. Whatever you try, you don't matter how creative it is. So I do well. I got more than other songs. I got certain things that certain people never get, but it ain't Drake. So the doors, you know what I'm saying? The doors that might open for Drake, the doors that might open for other people aren't necessarily open for me. So I gotta work. You have like, no, I get. Pulling out his meat, bro. I do all that. Don't put it out, but pull out his meat. Come on now, but it's benefits of doing all the things. You pull out the meat. Yeah, but you would never pull out his meat. It's just clown. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm saying there's certain things that just work for me. So based on where I was at and what I wanted to create, like it's certain things that, all right, so like, come on, bro, you know, all right, so everybody know I can lean way more into like the tough shit. I can lean way more into like the negative shit. I personally don't believe in that. So that the ramifications they have on my life and the people around me. But that would make my music make more sense. So if I make this kind of music, I'm leaning into these elements of music, and the scene a certain way, the videos look a certain way, the friend group look a certain way, the venture goes look a certain way. Now it's okay, we understand it as an artist. And there's certain things I just didn't do or didn't relate to or just didn't work for me as an artist. So that kind of dictates where I'm at. No, I'm not saying it's individual, I'm not a music, I'm extremely grateful for it. But I'm just saying I'm realistic about what it is. And people that say, hey, bro, we like your music, we like your videos. I'm not going to be like, I'm not making no more videos because y'all not paying attention to things I want you to pay attention. You got to be aware of what people like from you and take it from there. That's really where my standpoint is. I got songs that have been on the radio, and I've got 1 or 2 songs that have been on the radio, about at least 60 songs. But every time I might do an interview, every time I might come up here, people in the comments having more engagement than they would, even as far as how the album goes. So taking that kind of, I guess, information and trying to see how you gonna spec this shit out. Cause all right, I'm 30 right now, bro. Who can do this when they 60? Who can do this when they 40, 45? And I take care of my family and things of that nature. Like I keep it pretty simple. I don't really got aspirations to be the most, I'm not looking for $1 billion, bro. That's just not how I am. So I enjoy the privilege of creativity and being able to do things that I never thought I would be able to do as a child. So I always took it as easy as I did it as a positive about it. If people say they don't like something, that's what I'm about. Nowadays, when I see a hip hop artist, I'm not thinking this person is just going to be a rapper. Only because of everything that we've seen. From the Jay-Z, Donald Glover,
Yeah.
All these people that have done so many other different things. Yeah, I mean to put JD and Don Love in the same. No, I feel you 100%, and I agree with you. I felt that way my whole life. I've been lucky enough to grow my career. When I was a kid, Tone Loc was on TV. Ice Cube was already Ice Cube as far as film television with Latifah. Missy Elliott had a show. Eve had a show. Will Smith was Will Smith. So I think that it's been really, really good groundwork laid just for black people in general, but specifically the hip hop artists in the past 20 to 30 years. That it makes it. It's limited. It's honestly the thing that we do, especially if we trust each other and utilize each other, use our infrastructure, and kind of support each other, we'll be good.
Yeah, you're doing that now. You're only 30.
Yeah, I feel right.
Oh, but like, I mean, from your past experiences.
Tell them what you said, Jen.
Really seen the show like, yo, what I say?
Tell them what you said. You were watching the show. You a comedian. Tell them
What? What, yo?
Tell them what you said.
What I
said
say?
he looked like.
What I said? What?
Who you said he looked like? David Cameron.
Yeah, no.
I got some shit.
That's a new one. No, you look like David Cameron. No. I said you look like your dad from Sister.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
Ray.
Yeah.
But then a little boy too. Like you look older, but you look younger.
The little boy. What was his name? I done got the dad. I ain't got the boy before. I fuck with Ray, man. Shout out to Ray.
I don't know. Like young, you look like, but I'm just saying, yo, you look young and older.
Yeah, I got some old man shit going on. I seen this nigga Professor Ogilvy in the airport yesterday. He's still getting bread. Yeah, he had the whole. It could have been some downtown LA shit. But he had the whole Louis Vuitton set up. He's in there by himself, but like he had a scarf on and a sweater that was like 85 degrees. So he did his shit, man. And I seen Mace on the airplane the other day with a scarf and button up with like 2 orders of Roscoe's. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, so like, nah, man. Nah, I just seen this nigga. I don't even know what Mace on land, but I just seen this nigga. And like he was like in the front of the plane. He came on late. Now this nigga Mace, but he keeping it black. Roscoe, yeah,
so slow.
Yeah, I fuck with Mace. He won't leave us. It's just good to see entertainers, still driving, doing good. He sat next to the white man. The white man tried to say some funny shit to him. Like, oh, that smells good. He was like, yeah, it is. You bitch ass nigga. I appreciate that, man. So I feel like it's been good. It's been good kind of steps taken. Yeah. To kind of make it popular for people like me.
Is it challenging to take your natural humor and wit and put it into a scripted fictional format?
Nah, bro. I don't even be joking like that, bro. Like I be chilling, man.
I can tell he's so serious. So I'm like, why you gonna bring up what I said?
Even
the way you can walk in, like, what's up, bro? I'm like, nah, don't tell him nothing I say.
Nah, I don't be tripping. Nah, fucking the writing is the easy part, bro. Like I think that